Good morning, everybody. I'm Robert Scheer, and this is your 6 AM Wakeup. Okay, now we're going to start talking about step 6. Step 6 says we were entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. Let me bring you back to steps 4 and 5 very quickly and summarize those so you can understand step 6 in the appropriate context. So in step 4, you've done a very thorough inventory of essentially what makes you tick. You've tried to peel back the onion and really understand your motivations for your behaviors and try to get at the issues that are causing you trouble. You've developed a great deal of self-acceptance in step 5 by sharing what you learned in step 4 with another human being, really saying it out loud to yourself and recognizing that you have all of these issues. So now we're on step 6. We were entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. So now's the tough part. What do we do with all of this information we've learned about ourselves in step 4 and step 5? Let's break it down into two components. First, we were entirely ready. This comes back to that concept of willingness. Are you really ready to let go of these traits that have been hurting you and others? Or do you actually rely on them and depend on them in some respects? A lot of our defects of character actually serve us in some ways and cause us pain in the others. So, for example, anger may give you a sense of power, or being dishonest may avoid shame. Every defect that you have, there's a reason that you've developed it in your life. Let me give you an example of my own experience. And this is one of control. So control is a defect for me. I often micromanage other people. And when I've really examined it, obviously that's not a good trait. It causes me some pain. It causes my colleagues pain. But when I think about it, what's really going on, I'm concerned that if I don't micromanage, if I don't control everything, then things will fall apart. Or if I don't control everything, things won't get done. But here's maybe even a deeper one. If I don't control and micromanage, do I really have any relevance? So it's not such an obvious answer that you've identified these defects, and of course you want to get rid of them. We do want to get rid of them, but they serve us in many ways, and so you really have to examine your willingness. And that's the whole point of the first part of this 6th step. It says we were entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. Are you? Are you really ready to have the things that bother you about yourself become alleviated, or are you still hanging on to them? We'll finish up with step 6 in a subsequent podcast. Thanks for listening to my thoughts for the day.